Your amigos, my amigos, bruh Migos podcast back in the building. You already know who it is. Price and Rob. And today, Rob probably about to shit on something that's gonna make a lot of y'all mad. Okay, a lot of y'all. Antonio Pierce, new head coach. Huh? 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 How we looking, Raiders Nation? Was Cam Newton really right about what he said about Dak and Purdy and Tua? Mm, 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 mm. And do you believe in Lamar now? All coming up today on Bruh Migos podcast. Let's get it.
If you're a diehard sports fan or sports fanatic, then this is the place you want to be. You're now listening to the Bra Migos podcast, the best place for all sports everything. So pull up and let's go.
And I'm going to start out Larry Fitzgerald. Rob came to shit on something for you boys. Some of y'all not going to like what he has to say, but we got to talk about this. We have been living in the world of Madden football, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you all know it's a lot of y'all hyped up because they're coming out with the new college football game. It's people who've been stuck in the past playing on the old one, still running dynasties in 2024. But you know what? I'm not even going to go no further. Rob, go ahead and let them have it, bro. Go ahead and talk about it.
Simeon Rice. So I'm thinking about we've been talking about EA, making a new football game for like how long now? Like years, decade, maybe. And I kept thinking to myself, so we've had all this time where we've had so much data on Madden and the fact of that game being shit. Like let's not even sugarcoat. That game has been shit this very, 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 very long time. So I'm thinking to myself, with us being excited about EA, NCAA football coming up, why should we? Now, granted, we don't know what the actual game is going to be. We don't know like who's going to be even on the cover. We don't know what actual like things they're going to be bringing up for the game. But if we're talking about pure gameplay, why should we be excited? Because they're going to use the same engine. All the thing they're going to do is add all the FBS teams, maybe all the FC's teams. But what is there to get excited about? Like this game is going to probably fucking suck. And I don't want to be that dude because I really feel like I'm going to be that dude. And I really, in my mind's heart, like I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't want to be the turd in the punch bowl. But I have no choice but to be. Because as I'm thinking about like this game actually coming up, all I can think about is how frustrating this gameplay is going to be, how many glitches going to happen, how this is all just going to turn out, and I just can't get excited for it. I'm sorry, it's something about it's like I just can't get excited for it because of Madden basically messing things up, and hopefully they fix NCAA football or they make NCAA football and that fixes Madden. That's the best case scenario of this. But the fact that EA has basically been getting fat while other people have not had the opportunity to basically go and take a carve at them, that's what's going to basically mess me up with this NCAA thing. Like that's what's basically hurting me and basically making them to where it's like, I got to caveat this. I got to make sure that I'm not getting falling for the okie doke, that I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, that they're just trying to give me a new game that everybody's excited about. Yeah, this is not helping. So EA, please make a good ass game because I think you're gonna hurt a lot of people if you basically pull this bullshit you've been pulling with Madden. So please give us something good because we hurting. All right. So
Jerry
please
Rice,
help with that.
this one. Jerry Rice, this one. I gotta catch this one. I gotta catch this one. Look, I feel like Rob that it could be a great game that they could put out. But then I also feel like, man, they could mess this up, like you said. And
Yep.
we all hope,
Art monk.
we all hope that they don't mess it up, but
Mhm.
I feel I'm going to lean on the positive side. Hopefully, if it's any major things that they know have been wrong in Madden that they could correct, they correct it in this game. And then, like you said, say, hey, look, the next Madden game, we got to go ahead. We got to correct this the right way, make sure that this is done the right way. And hey, hopefully this can, you know, get a little bit better, you know. Now,
Mhm.
with that said, I'm gonna leave you guys there because I don't want to jump off the deep end in Madden because it's been numerous things that have been wrong with that game over the times, and it seems like the latest one has been decent. I haven't heard too many people complain about it, but I'm gonna leave it there. But now we're gonna go ahead and transition a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw another one out there. Deion Sanders with Josh Hader, 5 years, $95 million. Mm, mm,
Mm.
for a
Mm.
reliever, And I know what some of y'all are saying. Some people have gotten high price contracts, but for a reliever, he's what 28, 29 years old.
Mhm.
I don't know, Rob. What you think? What you think?
Musa Muhammad. So I'm looking at 5 years, 95 million. I'm like, all right. And guys, I know like you might be thinking this guy's a Cardinals fan. Josh Hader's a former Brewer. Of course he's gonna hate on him. And you're absolutely fucking right. I'm gonna hate on him. I'm gonna absolutely hate on him until he is out of this league. And you want to know why? Because he has basically hurt me in a way. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just planning on hating on this dude. And honestly, I'm glad he got his money. $95 million is a lot of money, and that's all guaranteed. That's going to his bank, that's going to his lineage. But 19 mil for a reliever, like it's hard for me to basically think that that's a good contract. Even though he's 29, he's not going to be a starter. You're going to basically rely on him to basically pitch a couple of innings every few days. And for the Astros, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to compete. And because I've been shitting on other owners for being too cheap. I'm glad y'all overpaid for this motherfucker. Like, cause somebody else is probably gonna bullshit the deal. He's probably gonna get maybe 5 years 75 or 5 years 55 or something like that. But y'all was like, no, we're gonna basically break that bank and we're gonna basically help this man's legacy. And I'm glad you are, because I can't wait to laugh at it. Cannot wait. I don't hate on y'all Astros like other people do. Y'all, to me, with the whole trash can shit, it's cool. Y'all was doing the clips beat with it. Y'all was doing all that. But look, me, I'm not worried about that. They can worry about that. I'm good with y'all. Y'all good with me. I love Altuve, love Jordan Alvarez. I love all those boys, But I'm glad y'all did that because this is gonna come up a lot. Because I mean, y'all haven't really had too much bullpen hurt. I guess it would be a good way to put it. Like y'all had generally solid bullpens, and I mean this is gonna be a good one, for the end of it. But nah, man, this is something to laugh at, and I can't wait. I can't wait to laugh at it more. So, but good job, Josh Hader. Good job getting the bag. Good job, Astros. Good job giving us content. I'm appreciate that.
Bo Jackson. I got a Bo Jackson right here. Look,
Mm.
maybe it might be bad for him. I'm not sure, Rob, but it might be good. It might be good.
Mm.
Maybe he might be the guy that saves him down the stretch. We don't know. He might be. He might. I'm not sure, but we have a unique take coming up on something, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use this one. Joe Burrow. Okay,
Mm.
so Antonio Pierce as the Raiders head coach. Rob said that this is the most Ed Orgeron of NFL hires. Go ahead and explain yourself a little bit more, homie.
Steve Smith, senior. So when I saw that basically they took the interim tag off of Antonio Pierce, for the Raiders head coach job. First of all, congratulations, Antonio Pierce. That's a huge,
Congrats.
absolutely. You deserve it. You basically had that team going good down the stretch. The people wanted you there. Everybody basically wanted you to be hired on, and not even ironically, like people wanted you to be there. So that's dope, and I'm glad you got that. But the other thing I thought about, so we like me and the homie Nate. I can't remember if I'm pointing right, but me and the homie Nate, we're LSU fans. And so one of the things that we saw, like with basically this hire right here, it was an Ed Ogeron ass hire. So if y'all remember when Ed Ogeron was the interim coach, he got LSU basically to right their ship, kind of like with the Raiders. They was basically in disarray with what Les Miles was doing. It was talks about Jimbo Fisher basically getting the job at LSU because he was still at Florida State at the time. And so it was the thing of like, all right, we got Edo, he's right here. He talk like this. He's from the bayou, and the way that he goes about his things is very much Louisiana. So when he was talking about those Tigers, he was really talking about the people that was talking about those Tigers. So it was a hire that you had to make. You could not take that man out of LSU. You couldn't take that man out of the bayou. You can't take him away from those bagels. So when I saw like Antonio Pierce got the job, I was like, oh shit, that's just AOR all over again. And granted, I don't think Antonio Pierce is gonna start, going around Vegas and basically getting at the front office's wives and stuff like that, saying, "Hey baby, how you doing? How you doing? Have you ever taken a wild man on the wild side?" And so I don't think he's gonna do that. But, I think that, a cat from the LBC that rooted on the Raiders, excuse me. A guy that's like that basically embodies what they want. And I mean, as a player, he was a very fierce player, very intense player. Like he is what the Raiders would want to basically get them back to what they were, get them back to the Al Davis days, not the senile wanting every fast player Al Davis days, but like the mean, tough, with an attitude kind of ways. And so, like, this is a dope ass hire, especially like with, right now we're recording, but Dan Campbell and the Lions are playing the Buccaneers. It's that kind of hire. It's more of that instead of just X's and O's, instead of just, I have the best scheme in the world. It's like, no, I'm a football ass coach. And I'm going to basically get my football ass players ready to play your football ass team or your scheme ass team. And it's going to be a styles make fights kind of situation.
Yes, it will be.
So are you going to basically out tough us, or are we going to beat the hell out of you? And that's what Antonio Pierce seems like he's going to come with. Now, maybe he's going to get some great hires. Maybe he's going to get some people in there that's going to, help his staff be more of a scheming, kind of team. But he's going to get them right all together, and he's going to be that great coach that's going to embody what they're trying to get out. Like, I can't wait for it to, I can't wait for next season to see how they're going to actually be. Then he's going to have an off season. He's going to have, like, I can't remember where they're picking in the draft, but yeah, it's going to be good.
I don't know either. I'd have to go back and check and see where they are picking in the draft. But I'm gonna say this: I know for a fact that this is gonna, like you said, styles are gonna make fights, and I feel like this team is gonna come out. They're gonna come out swinging now, Rob. They gotta come out swinging now. I feel like they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight hard. I feel like Antonio Pierce is gonna be a way more intense coach that your players have to believe in their coach. Like, the reason I think people believe in Andy Reid so much, they just, man, this Andy, the red, he's that dude, and they believe in him. They really believe. And I think that you're gonna need that from the Oakland team, and I feel like they are. I feel like they believe. They believe in Antonio Pierce. They went down the stretch. They didn't make it like they want to make it, but I feel like next year we might be looking at a 10-win team. We might be looking at
Dexter
a 10-win
McCluster.
team. Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders are picking the 13th in this upcoming draft.
Mm, 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 mm. So now that was a good one. So, but now we're gonna Jeremy Shockey into the next one. Do y'all believe? Do you believe now? Do you believe in Lamar Jackson now? Your future MVP. We're calling him right here. Future MVP of the league. He told y'all. He heard it. He heard the naysayers. He heard y'all. I've been paying attention. I'm excited. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to do this. And where did he go? He went out there and dropped 4 touchdowns yesterday. He went out there and showed y'all that he is ready to win. Now, somebody picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and somebody picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl this year. And
Julius Peppers. Look, AI Rob was at it again. Technology, just we need to basically. Hey, FBI, I know y'all watching. AI Rob is basically been causing havoc across like our airwaves because there's been a discrepancy. Because like within our episode, I know y'all remember, like it was a fact of, yes, I picked Michigan and I picked the whole college football players correctly. But then after that, it was like something came in and it was like some voice came in and it was like that voice picked the Eagles. And I really don't know what happened. All right. So get on it, figure it out, get your homies, get your alphabet crew, and figure out what happened with this AI Rob situation. But I'll let you go back to
Michael Vick.
Nate. You go ahead.
Michael Vick ain't throwing a pick 6 on this one. Like I said, Ravens for the win. He heard y'all though. He heard y'all. He's tuned in, I think, Rob, on another level. He's blacking out. I feel like he's blacking out now. He's blacking out. He didn't heard him. I'm going to show y'all now. It's time for me to show y'all who really is the man out here. It's time for me to show y'all that I'm the dude that y'all need to watch out for. I'm going to put in the work. What's next for me? I'm headed. I'm going to get this thing done. Like I said, the only person I feel that can throw a real monkey wrench in this is Patrick Mahomes. That's the dude I feel like. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is like he's like the Scooby Doo of the NFL. Okay, he's the mystery machine crew. Okay, he gonna throw a monkey wrench in your plan. If it wasn't for that goddamn Patrick Mahomes, I'd have won the Super Bowl. And he can go out there and just he can get it done to a certain extent by himself with his feet, hitting his people, dotting the field, and making the plays. And I feel like that's the one person who could mess all this up for him. But boy, that Ravens defense was cooking. They had chef pot. They were getting it. They were getting it. And Lamar was just out there. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with the filet mignon. Get that real nice. Got it nice and seasoned. Some nice potatoes on the side. Some seasoned asparagus and green beans. I'm going to chef this up just right. And bam, 4 touchdowns on y'all. And then the game is over with and everybody looking like, what happened? We thought we had a good chance of milk. We thought we were fighting with somebody today. And they were like, nah. No, you're not. But all shout out Houston. Y'all had a great season. Just weren't ready for that buzz. So Lamar was in his own. He was ready. And I'm gonna just sneak this one in here. Even though we don't have it on. San Francisco. Well, you know what? I'm gonna save it because we got something that we about to talk about. We about to talk about a little bit something that give us a few minutes. Give us a few minutes. Now, Brett Favre, Kirk Cousins, the next Steeler QB. Rob, what do you think about that? There's been rumors. People are talking about it. People are saying, hey, we could see Kirk being a Steeler, they're saying the Steelers would be fools if they let him pass by, that he would be a good fit for Mike Tomlin and that offense for what they need to do. Do you really think that that's like an option? Okay.
Brandon Stokely. So what I would say, if the Steelers that's picking 23rd, and granted, right now, all of this I guess is playoff contingent, but I think they're gonna be picking like towards the latter end of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I say about Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I know people gonna shit on him. People gonna be like, oh, Kirk Cousins ain't that great. Everything's got to go right. Every quarterback has something that's got to go right, because the thing about it is, it's so many other variables and so many other things have to go right for everybody. With with Patrick Mahomes, you got to have the right system. With Josh Allen, you got to have an all-pro receiver. Like, if you don't have these certain things, they don't work well. And so, yeah, with Kirk, I think as far as a bridge quarterback, I think he'd be perfect for them, because I think they have a lot of win now talent that they can basically use to make a great run. I think Kirk would be good for that run comparatively to any other free agent quarterback that's out there. So if the Steelers ain't got no trade partners, if they think Kenny Pickett is going to be that dude coming down the road, or if they want to really go in with Mason Rudolph, like, I think Kirk is a better option than both of them, and a better option than anything else you're going to get. Now, if you are looking to draft a quarterback, say you're trying to get a Michael Penix, or you're trying to get a Bo Nix, or you're trying to get something that's going to be the latter end of the first round, I think Kirk is a good enough bridge quarterback. So, like, not just them, but like the Falcons also, I think that both teams have a lot of good skill player talent, and like getting that basically with a veteran like Kirk Cousins, I think would bode well, because Kirk got at least like a year or two left in him. I wouldn't say much more than that. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about the next topic, with Kirk, but I could see it happening, and I could see basically, Mike Tomlin being like, you know what, we can make this work. We went to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph. We've went to the playoff, or we've gotten things done with Kenny Pickett. Like, they're gonna basically be like, all right, let's see what Kirk could do, at least for a year.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I think he'll make it.
Taquito spikes. Do you feel now, as a Vikings? Because I'm gonna ask you this, because not only is my is fellow host on Brum podcast, but as a Vikings fan right now, I'm gonna ask you this: if you give up Kirk, do you want something back? Because I want to say he's gonna walk free. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't sign him, he's gonna walk free. Do you just want to let him walk free? Play whatever backup y'all got. Let's see how the season fare, and see if y'all can go get something in the draft. Or do you think that you want to try to make a move or make a play as somebody out there, that there's somebody that you think might be underwhelming but could come up? Let's say, I don't know. Well, I would say Geno Smith, but I think Seattle's gonna lock in with him. Um, I don't know. Maybe Daniels. Maybe Daniels. Okay. Do you think
Oh,
that?
Jaden Daniels?
No, not Jaden
Albert
Daniels.
Hainsworth.
New York. New York QB.
Oh,
I forgot his first name. Can't. Yeah,
Daniel Jones.
yeah, Daniel Jones. My bad, Daniel Jones. Somebody who quote unquote has been under the Peyton Manning coaching quarterback tree, that you think he just hasn't been in the right situation, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can foster the right situation here in Minnesota for him to be successful. Do you think something like that? Like, if you could get him for the low, or if New York decides, you know what, we're gonna blow this thing the hell up. Let Saquon go, let Daniel Jones go, and let's see what we could rebuild in the next few years. Do you think he's something suitable that you would at least put in place for, I don't know, maybe a year or two and see if, hey, we gonna fall low enough in the draft. They might have a new hotness coming out of college. You know, what do you think about that?
Jadeveon Clowney. So what I would say, I think even though that I've been against this move for a very long time, I think bringing Kirk back for a year and drafting Michael Penix Jr. or if Jaden Daniels does fall that blow, which I don't think is going to happen.
Nah, I
I
don't think so.
think like he's going to be snagged up. But I've seen at least mock drafts with Penix not even going in the first round. But say we get Michael Penix Jr. or say we get, I think it's going to be Bo Nix, and I don't really want it. I
It
don't
could be
want no
Bo
parts of
Nix,
that.
Rob. It could be Bo Nix.
I don't. They do. No, they're gonna do it because that's what they do. That's what they do to
That
me.
would be a Viking things for them to do.
Oh yes, it would. But Kirk being a bridge quarterback to the next quarterback is what I would think is optimal for the Vikings because we're gonna have to sign JJ to a big extension, whether this offseason or next offseason. We're gonna have to basically lock up, I think we just signed Brian O'Neill, our right tackle. But JJ is the biggest one. Or no, Daniil Hunter. Daniil Hunter, like that whole contract situation is gonna be in flux. Whether they're gonna keep him or not. Harrison Smith, what we're gonna do with him, or what's gonna happen with him. Like, there's a lot of offseason moves. And if Kirk wants to come back at a decent price, I think that'd be the best.
I think it's
If we do let him go, we do need to basically draft a quarterback. Like, because unless they're gonna go all in with Jaron Hall, who was the 5th round pick last year, I we gonna need something that we could really look at in the future too. So like with Michael Penix Jr., I really like him. The only left-handed quarterback I like. You know, like if we could get up to like 3 or 4 to get Jaden Daniels, like I'd love that too. But we gonna need something that we gonna have to look at for the future. And with Kirk being Kirk coming off the Achilles, I don't mind that basically coming back for a year. Not anything longer than that though. Because you got Vikings fans like, oh man, JJ and Kirk Cousins, they're tied together. That ain't how this goes. That ain't how this is really going. I think JJ likes Kirk Cousins. I think that he will work well with Kirk Cousins if he's brought back. But that ain't no, oh man, this is my guy forever. I love him. If you guys trade him, you're trading me. Oh no, that ain't happening, baby. Uh-uh.
Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp. Look, I'm with this. I know some people at home may not agree with me, but damn it, if I'm a tank, I'm a tank. I'm a tank. If I'm a tank, I'm a tank. Either I'm tanking or I'm selling the farm. One or the other. I would be that type of GM. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, look, Kurt. If I can't at least get Penix, would you take 35 mil and let me facilitate a trade somewhere? Let me see if I can move you, get something else back. Because my worst fear for y'all is this. Because y'all have lived, and I hate to say this about my bros team. Y'all have lived in mediocrity. Y'all have lived in mediocrity for quite some time. Y'all have tremendous success for a second, and then just down. And y'all peak and valley is so far from each other. It hurts me to look whenever I see you like the Vikings doing Viking shit again. Here we go. And then whenever y'all have an awesome game and you be like, Kurt fucking Cousins. And then whenever y'all have an awful game and he throw 3 picks and it's like, damn you, Kurt Cousins. It's such a roller coaster that I watch you go through on the regular, bro.
Joe Hayden. So And y'all like, man, it's got to be a indictment on Kirk. This is an indictment on Vikings football. The entire lifetime that I've been watching this team has been, I've always said, you know, it's like basically doing a very hard drug. I won't say the hard drug I usually say, but it's like doing a hard drug. There's high highs and there's low lows. Even though we're basically right there in that middle mediocre kind of level mostly, but it's like there are very high highs and there's very low lows, but it's consistently that. And the high highs seem so great, low lows seem so horrible, but they just are that. And it's just like, you know what, y'all won't understand it. That's the love that I have for this team, and it's okay. I just do. I really just love them, and I'll never stop. It's gonna be the death of me.
Tony Romo, bro. Look, it's one of them things. I believe that that y'all are gonna get through it. Hopefully, y'all get through it. Hopefully, but as I damn Marino, this next one out here, we kind of got something we might go back and forth here a little bit about, and feel free to leave it in the comment section if you want to talk about this. Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. Who are you taking? NFL veterans, one of them first of all for injury, one of them a decent season, but being kind of pushed to the side by his team. Let's be real, wide receivers couldn't really get in, couldn't really get separation, and that pains me to say that they just look. Broncos, y'all might have screwed the pooch. Not gonna go in on y'all, but if you picking Rob, depending upon the situation, who would you take? Or matter of fact, just outright, who you're willing to take right now, and what type of situation would you want to dictate or try to put them in to make this happen?
What's Welker? So this is a very real situation because I have seen, you know, Russell Wilson being the possible landing spot for the Vikings, and I would hate it. Absolutely hate it because that's a huge contract where we're trying to basically sign our long-term talent with is JJ. We do have Jordan Addison. We do have receiver help. We got Hawkinson and everything like that locked in. But I don't want it, bro. Like, I don't want Russell Wilson. So if you asking me like Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson, I'd rather have Kirk. Because at least with Kirk, like I know what I'm getting. I know what, offensive scheme he goes through. Like I know what basically he's gonna give me. With Russ, I don't know what I'm gonna get. And the thing is, like with Russ, it's the whole let's Russ cook thing. Let Russ cook. I had to get my words right. But like that kind of thing, like it's really much just let Russ just do whatever the hell he wants. And I think that within certain systems that could be fine, but I don't know within ours that's gonna be that great. I think that, whatever, frustrations y'all was talking about with Justin Jefferson, his brother, like whatever frustration y'all was saying that he had with Kirk, it's gonna be 10 times that with Russ. I think Russ is an all right quarterback. I think he's an all right, pretty good quarterback right now. I think his size does play a part. And I think the scheme with what Sean Payton was trying to do with him, I think was whack and suck. And I think that he might do better with the Vikings, but I really don't want that. I don't want that level of frustration. And I don't think that he is going to be somebody that's going to get us to that mountaintop that people talk about. I don't think he's going to do that much better than Kirk. And like with Kirk, that's going to be definitely situational, and it's not going to be that long term. So I'm good with it being not that long term and knowing what I get from this quarterback versus a longer term, much bigger contract with Russ. And I mean, granted, if they cut him and we get like a discount, maybe that'll be better. But say if this is like a trade partner and we get that contract, I don't like it, bro. I don't like it at all.
Carson Wentz. What if it's him off for a fresh negotiation? Because I'm thinking the Broncos are gonna have to eat money. I'm thinking
Mm.
Russ is about to double dip in the money pot. And if I'm a team, so this is my approach. If I'm a team, if the Broncos eat the money, I'm gonna and this is what I would do. And don't
Mm.
if any of y'all take my idea, I'm kicking people in the balls. Like on site, son. On site. I'm a GM. I'm calling Russ directly. Russ, I'm looking at you. I believe in you. Come talk with me. I know the going rate is 40-50. Let me do less money guaranteed and let me put more shit around you. Let me do less money. Let me give it to you all guaranteed. Let me try to Kirk Cousins you a little bit. But I'm going to give you all the money and I'm going to try to put as much talent around you as possible right now. I'm going to give you everything we could give you and let's go make a 2-3 year run at this. Because I don't think a lot of them think like that. And I'm going to be real. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm wrong. But to me, if a player is in free agency, not him being on another team because then that's violating, rules. But if he's in free agency or he gets cut, I want to reach out to you directly. Me to you. Hey, look, let me do this for you. You come over here, do this for us. Look, I know the going rate is 40-50 million, but let me give you 93 years fully guaranteed. Let me sign back the other stars. Let me go get you some more weapons. Let me shore up the line or let me get some defense with wherever your weakness is. Let me try to take care of that as much as possible. And then we gonna go make a 2-3 year run at this. You give me 110% Iron Man Russ. Let's run this. Let's try to do this the best way. Because I don't see any way the Broncos don't eat this. And the reason I say this is this. I feel like they did something that everybody in the league is looking going, I'm not going to touch him even if I want him because I want you to eat this money because I want to look like the good guy that gave Russ a shot. And you look like the horrible cheating girlfriend that went cheated behind the good dude and tried to smear his name in the media because that's the game I'm going to play. I don't care who you are. Any one of these other NFL teams, don't you take a trade from Denver right now with Russell Wilson. I'm gonna make Denver look as bad as possible. So they say, I don't want to do business with you. I want Russell to come off. I want him to be free. I want him to be out there where he can negotiate with me, hands down. And that's what I think I'd do. I'd talk to Russell directly. Let me put everything behind you. And let's go win this one.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. That shit kills me, bro. That shit kills me. Let's ride. It kills me. Now, as I can stable and throw another pass out there, we probably about to talk heavy on this one. Rob, last night I'm on the Twitter. I ain't calling that shit X. I was on Twitter. I was watching people.
Twitter forever, baby.
Twitter forever.
Miles Austin.
I was watching people, get their little send. Cam Newton was right. Look at the game. Did you see it? And I'm watching Cam Newton go up trending, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on with Cam Newton? I was like, did he slap somebody? Did he go off the deep end? Did he get some new hats? What happened? And all I could see, for the love of John Elway, it was just, he was right about Dak, Purdy, and Tua. They game managers. Look at Purdy. Look at him. And I want to know, in your opinion, because I'm gonna let you go first on this one as usual. How much validity do you think that now that has? Because I saw people even saying, "Oh, that tweet is aging fine like Tom Brady in NFL," and I was like, "Ooh," I said, "Y'all might be right with that." So, what do you think about it?
Willie Snead. So Cam always was right. Cause look, the thing with Cam was his thing was like these guys aren't game changers. Dak, Purdy, Tua, not game changers. Golf, same thing. That doesn't mean that they're bad. And the example I put on Twitter and why people got so mad about it was they kept taking game manager as boring. And I think that when it comes to basically people, no one likes to be called boring. No one likes to be called vanilla, even if they are. They want to be somebody that's looked at as exciting. They want to be somebody that's looked at as interesting. But not everybody is interesting. Not everybody is exciting. So when it came to Dak, Purdy, Tua, they took it as an insult. They took it as these guys aren't good. These guys are just, milk toast, mediocre to bad. But the thing about Cam, and who is basically one of the most exceptional talents in NFL history, they're not that. The thing with Cam was, think about when he was in college. He took a team that didn't have anybody drafted, and you can look it up. Nobody in that offense was drafted. Not drafted in the first round, not drafted in the seventh, not drafted. That team, he took that team to a national championship and won and got the Heisman.
Mm.
Dak's not doing that. Purdy's not doing that. Tua's not doing that. When he was in the NFL, he had Ted Ginn as his number one wide receiver. He took that team to a 15-1 record in the regular season and to the Super Bowl. Dak's not doing that. Purdy's not doing that. Tua's not doing that. You got to put talent around these guys. So they're not game changers. They're not people that you can basically say, just put something around him and he's going to basically excel that team. Cam was that. And so when Cam tells you that these guys aren't that, don't take this as calling them boring. Don't take them as calling this some like, oh my God, he's trying to hate on these guys, these young guys. They're not what he was. And they might not ever be. And that's okay. Because it's better to be what you are than what you ain't. And to think that you're gonna basically be, think that Dak is some game changer, that Tua is some game changer, Purdy, Golf, all these cats, to think that they're not anything that think that they're anything other than that, it's wrong. It's wrong. Like so yeah, no. Purdy showed that last night because even though he won the game, 49ers moved on and everything like that, beat a good Packers team. That man didn't show that he was a game changer.
Nah.
That man almost threw the game away a few times. And granted, the game changers that you basically would see, like the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, they can throw the game away because those motherfuckers try to fit a football through a needle hole. Like they don't care. But the thing about it is they will be somebody that will pull you out of a bad situation just at a flick of a wrist. That's the thing about them. But those other guys don't do that. But to Cam's point, because Cam did come back and kind of retract a little bit, he said that there was times that he needed to be a game manager. There's times that he needed to be more, reeling it back in. So it's not something that's bad. It's just what they are. So they don't need to fake the funk and actually think that there's something that they're not. But no, Purdy is still that. Dak is still that. And Tua is still that. And it's just what it is.
For the love of TJ Houshmandzadeh. Look.
Ooh, that's another one.
I'm telling you, Cam, like you said, it's definitely some validity to that. Just and like we said, it may be boring, quote unquote, with these guys, but to me, Dak is probably like the highest high level game manager that you're gonna get because he can go damn near throw for 5,000 yards for you. It's not gonna be. He's not gonna have the best highlight reel of throws. He's not out there Patrick Mahomes no look flinging it sideways and
Mhm.
all of this other, but he can go win games. Now, granted, Dallas does what Dallas does, and they did it right on cue as usual.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, it's validity to it, yes. And like you said, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to
Mhm.
be a game manager because as long as you get the win, you get the win. But at the same time, like you said, my only problem with them being game managers is this. Yes, you have to invest so much around them. It's it always leaves the question of this. I don't see like a Russell Wilson as a game manager because he's a play extender and stuff like that. He tries to make the play and let him cook. It's like
Mhm.
if I drop a better advanced quarterback, like the dude who knows more and can do more in your position with all of the talent that they've given you, that the team probably takes a further step. And I look at I look at some of these guys that are excellent quarterbacks. They got their teams in the playoffs. They may not have everything. Like, for example, I'm gonna use Kansas City. Kansas City's number one receiver is a tight end. Okay, let's be
Mhm.
real. Travis Kelsey is the number one receiver there. Rice has stepped up, but they don't have a true quote unquote wide receiver. Not that
Mhm.
somebody that's in the actual wide out. He's actually a wide receiver. Classification does his job. Okay, he's not the mailman playing in the NBA on Sunday. Okay, and I look at if you ever give a guy who has the like for example, if we drop Patrick Mahomes on that San Francisco team, do you think that that's a close game yesterday like that?
No.
He got George Kittle and Debo Samuels and that defense and everything out there. Do we really think that it's a close game like that against Green Bay? He's probably going to shred Green Bay apart. He's probably going for 30, maybe a little bit more. It's going to be over probably beginning of the third quarter. Okay?
Kevin Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. So just I don't think for the love of Ray Lewis that we can I can't go against what Cam said right now. I can't. It's showing what he really said. And like I said, I'm not hating on those guys. They getting paid. Well, hopefully Brock maybe gets paid. I don't know. Purdy's in such a bad predicament right now because you did well on such little money and now you keep showing moments of maybe I might take the next step. I don't know. And San Francisco's like, maybe we should give you a little bit of money to stay here and maybe, see if we can make this thing work with all this talent. But we all know Father Time waits for no one.
Pat Williams. So I think you brought up actually a really good point, and this is something that I really want everybody to really think about. So with Brock Purdy, it's going to be interesting to see like if they're going to basically keep him long term. And here's why. The thing that's been about Brock Purdy is that he follows the system, the Shanahan system to the T. He does everything that Kyle Shanahan wants. He does everything that Kyle Shanahan needs, and everything that basically has been for him has basically been like, "Hey, you are the guy. You are the one that basically is the missing piece to our system." But that doesn't mean that he's going to be the only one. So what if Kyle Shanahan sees another guy and is like, hey, this other guy fits our system. It's somebody we can just draft whenever, or even if it even not even draft, just an undrafted free agent. What if the next guy looks as good? And now Brock Purdy is basically out on the streets. So like what basically happens then? Because that's what I really want to know. Like, is it going to be to where the Niners are going to just say, you know what, we drafted the guy in the last pick of the draft, we can do it again? Or are they really going to go all in eventually on Brock Purdy? Because they don't have to. Like, they can just go get another guy if they basically can go get a Brock Purdy. And that's nothing to knock Brock Purdy, but it might just be to where we can just get whoever we want to basically run this system because this is the consistency and this is the foundation that we have. And that's what's going to basically be the most interesting thing once Brock Purdy's contract run up in like, I think a couple years. So that's what I think everybody got to keep their eye on. What are the 49ers going to do when Brock Purdy's time is basically to get paid? When it's his time to get paid, are they going to pay him? Purdy payment.
Darrelle Revis. Okay. If they okay. If they don't pay him. So here's my thing. We all know that organizations will pay somebody because of what they done in the past. For example, I'm gonna use what happened with Gilbert Arenas. The Wizards gave him $100 million because he transitioned them out of the old Michael Jordan era. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he gave them hope. Now, if it's me, this is just my opinion. Some of y'all may not feel this. If I don't go all in on him, let's say I want to give him, let's say I give him enough money that I can eat it if I decide to transition. Let's say I tell him, hey, Brock, going rate, quarterbacks are going 40, 50. Let me give you, I don't know, 2-3 years, 80. And then if I got to get rid of you, I can eat that. You know, I can eat that over 3 years and go draft the next dude. Now, the problem with that is this. During that transition, I need to find a win now if I decide to move from him at that point to try to capitalize on the Debo, the George Kittle, and everybody else out there. Then see, that's the problem. If he can't get it done, I'm like, why is he here? I can say this. I'm gonna throw this way back. We maybe didn't cover this in the beginning of time on the podcast, but I wasn't a fan of Russ going to Denver. I said Russ should have took his ass to San Francisco because he had a tight end, he had wide receivers at the time, and those dudes were younger. Fast forward, yeah, they got Brock Purdy for the low, but what if we could have worked the deal, kept all our dudes, and had a Russell Wilson, and maybe we might have squeaked out a Super Bowl by now. But we look at, oh, he's such a young sensation. And I know it's a lot of y'all gonna throw up that BS 70% completion rate and all of that. Look, if I throw the ball less and people catch it more, of course I'm gonna have a higher completion rate. It's only that's how the math's on that. If I throw it too many times and they don't catch enough of them, of course mine is gonna be lower. It's a lot of y'all who love to ride that stat about Brock Purdy. I don't know. He's maybe top 10 in attempts and completions, but his numbers are 30 to 40 to 50 lower than everybody else that's a elite level quarterback. Let's be real about that. So I think you have to give him something for his service to you. Because he got you into a playoff era. He might have not got it done, but I think you at least want to say, hey, bro, you may not go get any more money. Let me give you something. Let me give you this 80, which in reality probably gonna be about 50 after you pay all your taxes, 45, 50. But it's enough if you ain't out there buying Bentleys and Benzes and mansions, you're gonna be fine for the rest of your life. Okay? Invest it, get in the Silicon Valley. You may not get another shot, but we all know somebody else is probably gonna give him a shot. Somebody like the Jets or the Giants or somebody like that. they gonna go out there, Jacksonville. We all know that they all willing to roll the dice, kick the rocks over, and say, you know what, let's bring him in and see if we can get some luck about him. Maybe a
Ricky
Tennessee
Waters.
Titans. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you know they gonna try, but I
Yeah.
think you pay him for his services, give him some money, make sure he's straight, and then if we're gonna move on, move on. But if San Francisco, you in win now mode. If you decide to
Mhm.
move, you need to go get a Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson right now. Put it on the table. Let's try to win this. And if it don't work, let's blow this shit up and start the hell back over again. Because
Mhm.
Father Time waits for no one. Those dudes out there that are superstar, like skill position guys, and their defense ain't gonna get no younger. You gotta make it happen. Now, with that being said, I'm a Terry Bradshaw my way into our last topic. So I know I'm jumping the gun early on this one, but damn it, I'm excited about boxing on this one. So I know it's not scheduled till March 9th for Joshua and Francis. I want to say is the day. I want to say it's March 9th. Also, I want to say there's a UFC event that day. Michael Venom Page, I want to say, makes his UFC debut. But I want to say the boxing match is going to be March 9th. You checking that for me, Rob?
Yeah.
I want to say Joshua and Francis is March 9th. Is it?
I'm still trying to find it.
Let's see.
March 8th.
March 8th, my bad. Because UFC is March 9th.
Right.
I know that for sure. So March 8th, they're gonna fight. So, people, the great people of the Brumigos podcast audience, I have to say this. If the talks right now are true, they say the winner of Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou will fight the winner of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk for the heavyweight boxing championships of the world. I know this is a long one. This is a if was a fifth on this one, but I gotta say this. If Francis manages to beat Anthony Joshua, this man will be a 2-fight boxer getting his chance at the world heavyweight titles. Granted, Joshua and Ngannou is gonna be sanctioned, but I want to say it's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. You know that they got the money over there. They got the keys. They got the dollar bills over there, baby. You already know what it is. If this was to happen, if Francis was to win, Rob, I just want you to think about it. If Francis was to win and he got a rematch and he was in there for the world heavyweight title, how big of a draw do you think that would be?
JJ Watt. Like, whoo, shit. Like that would be nuts. Cause I would think, because the thing with like Francis Ngannou, like he's bringing a lot more people in with what he did with Tyson Fury. Like, I didn't see that shit coming. So I mean, like him, ooh, I don't even know, bro. Like, I can't even imagine it, to be honest. Like, ooh, I don't
Drew
know.
Brees. Just think about it. Because if he gets this, because let's be real, Anthony Joshua is a very talented fighter. But his weakness to me is gonna be fighting a guy like Francis, because I think he may go in there with the same mindset that Tyson Fury went in there with. And I don't think he has the chin of Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Fury got a hell of boy, anybody who can survive the Eraser Cannon and the Deontay Wilder, your chin is on another level. Your chin is on another level. And Francis even said, I want to test your chin. I want to test your chin. And I was like, if Francis hits you, I don't know if you've look, first thing went through my mind was the Joe Rogan punch machine clip about Francis.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Francis has registered the hardest punch ever on them. And I was like, Anthony Joshua couldn't have seen the same clip that I seen about this. I said, I don't want him to touch me nowhere near my chin with his fist. Just nowhere near. I was like, have you been watching clips, Anthony? I don't think you've been watching clips. This man hits like a small car hitting you at like 35, 40 miles an hour. I don't want to be in his wake of if he hits you, how hard this is going to hurt you. It's I don't know, bro. I don't know. What do you think of this? How big, how gargantuan the money behind this fight that it could be?
Haloti Nada, dog. It would be fucking crazy. Like, cause the thing is, like, these are two of the best heavyweights, right out right now. Or maybe I don't want to say two of the best heavyweights, but these are two of the more marquee heavyweights that are out right now. And I mean, everybody wants to know what Anthony Joshua was going to do because I had to look up his record. And for one, it's like, this is a quick aside. Y'all remember that video that was like the dude was like, man, oh, your girlfriend beat up on you. That's domestic violence. That's what Andy Ruiz looks like. Because that was one of the people that I was thinking about when you were talking about, Joshua and his past. Because that was a guy that took it to Anthony Joshua and just basically beat the hell out of him, along with Alexander Usyk. So I think that, he's susceptible to a fighter that's really gonna get at him. And it's gonna be interesting to see like if he's gonna be able to take the fucking power that Nagano just comes in with, because Nagano knows how to box. Nagano basically took Fury to the limit and won that fight. But the thing about it is, like, I don't think Joshua has a chance. I honestly don't. Like, I would be very surprised if basically Anthony Joshua wins this fight. Like, legit. I really don't see him winning this fight.
Yadamakin Sue. Oh my God, Rob. You don't think he has a chance?
No.
You don't think
like Cole Beasley. Like this dude, I don't think he really has a chance. Like with the power that he's gonna come in with Nagano, like I don't see Anthony Joshua actually taking him. Like I think he's gonna come in and think like, okay, like how we were talking about and how we were talking about Francis Ngannou before the fight, which was this is a non-boxer versus a boxer. And I think he's gonna come in with that kind of shit. He's gonna think that he's better. He, as in Anthony Joshua, is gonna think that he was better than Tyson Fury and think he's gonna be better than him now, just like he probably did when Anthony Joshua went against Andy Ruiz. Like, this is going to be something that's going to be an eye-opener. And I don't think that basically he's going to be able to contend. I don't think Joshua is going to be able to contend with that power. And it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I can't wait for it. We got a couple months. Like, I just don't see it.
Trent Williams. And look, I would love nothing more than for Francis to beat Anthony Joshua or knock him out. And I'm going to be real with you. I think Francis is looking to knock him out. I really do, because I think what's on Francis' mind is he's going to listen to Mike. Whenever Mike tell him, take it to the body, open him up, get him ready, hit him with your shot. Because I think Francis thinks in his mind, they're not going to give me a fight that I go the distance. I got to put you on the mat. And if he puts Anthony Joshua on the mat, if he does this to him, c'est la vie. It might be it for him. And if he lays down there and they count to 10 and Francis wins, and we know, then we're going to know that the next big money match is going to be him and the winner of Fury and Usyk. And that will be a huge, I'm expecting 100 million plus easy on both sides getting paid. Easy. This is going to be a huge payday. Huge payday. It's going to be nothing less than, hell, I'm going to be glued to my seat. Hell, March 8th, I'm going to be glued to my seat because I want to see this, because I think Francis is going in there with the fury of 10,000 Cameroonians looking to hit this man with the spinner-Rooney uppercut and let him just lie face down in it. And it's going to be over with. And if he wins, the MMA world is going to go crazy. Daniel Cormier is probably going to do backflips. Joe Rogan is going to be talking hella cash money crap about how skilled these guys are. It is going to be nuts. It will shake the boxing world at its core if he does this. I'm willing to go that deep and say that right now. Mark it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he makes it happen, I will be so happy. And it will be just, it'll be just be magnificent to the fact that if he does this to the boxing world, and I love the boxing world, but to see a guy like him be so successful in it, I would love the hell up out of it, because let's be real, Conor got his one fight and he was on his Uncle Elroy shit. As soon as I got paid, I was gone. He ain't never looked back. He started other shit. He said, I'm investing this money. I'm getting the hell up out of here. I ain't never seen that much money in my life. He said, I'm out. He said, I ain't got to work again. He said, why I want to fight and shit? I'm done with this, bro. And I don't blame him. But, dog, I think sports, granted, spring training is soon going to be coming up because, that time is right around the corner. Yeah, buddy, we ain't forgot about y'all baseball world. But this is going to be the ultimate setup for us to, we going to have Super Bowl, we going to have fights, we going to get into spring training, NBA finals, and then, then we got the summertime stuff coming up, and then, hey, back into the old, NFL and NBA world as the world turns and the year goes on. But we'll be here covering it all at Bruh Migos Podcast, you already know. And with that being said, we about to go ahead, get up out of here. We feel like we brought y'all the great show. You should go ahead, like, subscribe. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. And as of course, Rob, go ahead and let them know. Tell them good night, Rob.
Fast Willie Parker. Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Good night, everybody that's watching this playoff football, even though it's the middle of the day. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for, we love doing it. We love giving it to y'all. We like being good to ear holes. It's what we do, on a non-daily basis, but every Sunday when we record and shit. But appreciate y'all. Look at my shirt, Mr. Sparkle, Mr. Sparkler. But thank y'all for coming in and listening to us, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And like Champ Bailey, we out. The league. Peace, baby.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.